Andrews, all right. He's from Brainerd Lakes Area Restorative Justice. And he is going to speak. And the Paul Children's Foundation is giving him a donation to his organization. And I will let him take over.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I also want to give a little something away. Anytime I have the opportunity to speak or share or partner with somebody, I like to pass off one of these batons. We're all running the race together. And as a symbol, this is us running the race together. So
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Like you said, my name is Brian Andrews, and I thought about 1,000 different things I could talk about today. But I'm going to drop back to 2014. In 2014, my life had crashed. Addiction, destruction, chaos. Eventually, my family's ripped into pieces, right? It's usually a good place to build a foundation, but I didn't realize that. I felt like every turn came to another roadblock, to a lost cause. And on May 20th, I finally just said I'm done. And I remember giving myself a lethal injection of drugs. And as I tipped back against the wall and tears started coming down my face, I just thought I couldn't find hope. I couldn't find a reason to live. And then as everything started to fade out, I remember a tear trickling down my face as I faded out. And next morning I woke up angry. There was a phone message from my probation officer that said I needed to do a UA. So things weren't getting any better. But what I did discover that day is when I took that UA, I said I was done. I had this new fire inside me that said I'm done rolling the dice on my life. I'm done rolling the dice on my kids' life. I'm just done. And it was that day I started. 21st was my first day of sobriety, but it wasn't just that. I heard somebody say it's taking the darkness and turning it into light, right? That's my story. I thought if I'm going to get a second chance or a fifth chance or 10th chance at life, I'm going to use it to do the best and the most good possible. And so as I started to do that, I started to discover something. When I look around this room or any other room that I'm speaking in, I see community. See, I got to discover community in a way that allowed me to have another breath of life poured into me, spoken into me. I remember the first day of walking into our church, I expected to start on fire, but I didn't. Instead, I got a second chance. I got greeted with love and kindness, right? We all can do that. We can walk out the door today, bump into somebody, and demonstrate kindness and love with intentionality, right? And so I started to do that. I had myself in this little box that said I can only do this or I can't do that. I'm disabled, I can't work. I'm a drug addict, deadbeat dad, and what I discovered is I'm not. I'm not any of those things. How can I use those experiences, the good, bad, and the ugly, to make a positive difference in my community? And so I did. I started getting invited to do different speaking. I've been speaking to 7th graders for the past 10 years. Spoke to a little over 10,000 kids in the last 10 years. Recently, and this brought us together, is I was in the 7th grade classroom. And when I go in there and ask the kids a question, I said, how many of you feel like you matter? How many of you feel like you have worth and value? How many people have somebody that they can go talk to, regardless of what the topic is? And the entire classroom kept their hand down. And it was in that moment there I knew, number one, my heart ached big time. But I knew that we need to do something. I ended up getting a thank you letter from one of the students. I'll read that to you guys. It said, "Dear Mr. Andrews, I'm so happy I met you. You are so sweet and kind. I thank you for coming in. You pretty much saved my life. No joke. Yesterday, I was thinking about taking my own life. But you came in, and you showed us love. You told us that we matter, and that we have worth and value. Thank you so much. The world really is a small place. We all have the power and the ability to demonstrate kindness. Where's our sphere of influence? What are we doing? It's a grocery store, it's a cashier, it's in the hallway, it's down the street. We can, and we should, do everything we can to make sure that we're pouring positivity and support. I walked through town for years thinking that I wasn't seen. I remember walking back and forth on 210, trying to figure out how I was going to commit suicide, or how I was going to take my life. We need to reach out. People reached out to me, and as a result, I was able to turn my life around, feel my own worth and value, pour that value and worth into other people, and I use the motto. It's called Restoring Hope and Cultivating Community. And we can all do that together. Thank you guys.